Enjoy.
Radio check 1 2. Radio check 1 2. 1 2.
Check. Hi RCT, hopefully you can hear me. Let me see if I should move my microphone somewhere else. I'm going to try to put it right here, right in front of the camera. Alright, so welcome back. We're going to do our official review of the DeWalt, I should know the name by now, DXFRS800 or 8000. I did a field review of these a couple weeks ago, maybe more. I did promise I'll do a how to use it video, and I haven't. But this is it now, so please excuse my attendance. All right, so as we figured out, these are 2 watts max, FRS style, meaning it's 2 watts max, stationed antenna, 22 channels mixed with FRS, GMRS, quiet tones, meaning CTCSS, and DCS, meaning digital coded squelch. So a lot of limitations to this. Let me move this over, sorry. There we go. So a lot of limitations, meaning you can't customize this, and the way the radio comes is the way it comes. There is no way to make modifications unless you're a tech and understand the radio. Then you can probably crack and hack it and make some changes to this. So, but all right. So DeWalt DXFRS800. It comes with a pair. I don't think I've seen these come in single, but I did run into these on Amazon. I believe they were $150 the last time I saw them. Close to the same price at Home Depot I ran into. I'll probably pull up a screenshot right now so you can see the difference. Don't know if the price is going to stay the same. In my opinion, these are not worth $150 for the pair. You're talking $75 each, and these don't deliver $75 worth of technology or reliability. They're supposed to be durable. I think DeWalt, like I said before, put these together to just be in line with their tools. If you like the tools, you might as well get their FRS radio. That way it can be part of the collection. I also believe these were created to be more for construction. I haven't really seen other radios that are similar to this that are designed for construction. Supposedly, looking at the design, it seems to be a little tougher from what the screws are trying to indicate, and then the rubber texture also supposed to give you a little bit more of a rugged feel to it. And then, of course, the yellow, so it can stand out construction or hazard, if anything, what yellow is typically for, like caution tape. The screws, I wanted to unscrew these. I wanted to open these up myself and see what's underneath here. That way the curiosity doesn't kill the cat. I'm allowed to say that on YouTube. That's just a phrase that they say, so nothing about cats. No cats are harmed in this. So let's open this up. Like I said before, other radios, you can change the battery. You can swap out the AA, AAAs, whatever batteries they usually come with. These seem to be screwed in here. Again, I believe it's because they want to make it seem like it's rugged. I don't believe that's the case, because I can tell you right now, Motorola and a few other well-known brands don't use screws on the outside, and they hold up very, very well. So these screws don't really mean that it's more durable. All right, there's one. That one's off. Let's see what the bottom looks like once we pop that out. All right, so this is what it looks like underneath. Looks like you have a battery that you may be able to swap out if it does deplete. It is a little puffy. Puffy does mean that it generally means it's corroding, so that's not a good sign. Looking at the battery here, looks like you have, let me know if you can see that, 2000 milliamps, 7.4, 3.7 volts. So 2000 milliamps, a battery for a cell phone, I mean, generally used to be about 3000 milliamps, so that'll last you maybe a day. and with this being 2 watts output and then standby probably less than that, this can last you a pretty good amount of time. So this is a lithium polymer battery. Again, I don't think it's going to be too difficult to swap if you really needed to. Oh, here's some more specifications. Here we are. DeWalt model DXFRS800. Okay, there we go. So I was right. Let's just see idea. I see. All right, cool. So curiosity is done. Let's put this back together and let's review the radio. All right, stand by. All right, welcome back. Let's turn these on. All right, trying to get this out of the way of the light so you don't have a glare reflection. So this is what the screen looks like. You're going to have your battery level here. You're going to have, see it's already saying power saver if you're not jumping into transmitting or receiving. It looks like the battery saver starts right away. The little vibration icon on the bottom left, sorry, let me get this a really good shot for you. There we go. All right, the little vibrating bell at the bottom left is supposed to be your vibration. These radios do vibrate, I think after some time of them not being used, meaning that they haven't received anything for a certain amount of minutes or time. If someone just starts talking, it will start to buzz or vibrate. So that way, again, if you're in construction or you can't hear the radio, at least you'll be able to feel the radio, which it's cool. I will give it that. That's a pretty cool feature. I won't go out of my way to find that feature, but it's kind of cool to have it on an FRS radio. All right, the 7 is going to be your channel. Like I said, it's up to 22 channels. Your DCS, I can't remember how many DCS, but I think there's so many CTCSS and DCS. I do want to explain that typically you may want to go with a DCS because DCS is digital coded squelch, and DCS is generally a little faster and doesn't really give you that little squelch at the very end. Again, it's because it's using a digital squelch versus a continuous tone something squelch, right? So I would say go for DCS. Commonly, a lot use CTCSS, so you may get some interference or cross communication with others. But I think there's like, let's find out. Let's just find out how many. So there's your channel. On the side here is where you go up and down to select your channel. 8, 9, 10. Let's see how many channels. So you can set every channel to have a different quiet tone or quiet code, as you can see there. Every time I changed it, it did. Let me get a good angle for you. Is this better? Every time I change the channel, it does come with different DCS or CTCSS. That's you being able to program it to whatever quiet code. So you can tell your whole team, go to channel 2, and channel 2 is a different frequency along with a different quiet code. All right, so you press mode again, and it's going to take you to, let's see, what is that? Vox. So this has Vox. We know Vox means it's a hands-free operation. I think you need a specific sort of microphone, a microphone that is able to pick up the Vox. Some radios have different levels where it's 1 through 9 or 1 through 10 sensitivity, meaning how sensitive or how loud do you need someone to talk before it starts transmitting for you. This one I don't know. I don't have a Vox compatible microphone, and I really don't have desire to test that right now, but at least it has Vox. Some radios do allow you to have Vox without the microphone, so let's find out if this is it. Okay, so Vox is going to be on. Press menu again. See, here's a level. How many levels of Vox do you want? Sensitivity, so let's go up to 5. Okay. This is your vibration. 0 is off, 1 is on for vibration. Here's your CTCSS right there. CTCSS. I was going to say CTCSS. Please forgive me. There we go. That's better. And then once you pass the allotted CTCSS tones or codes, it will start saying DCS. Okay, I just lied. So it gives you a max of. Let's find out. Stand by. So 38 CTCSS. Okay. I actually don't know what it's going to do if you keep both CTCSS and DCS on, but CTCSS 00 means it's off. Here's your DCS. So if you turn that on, you can have a max of 83. So 83 DCS and then 38 CTCSS. Is that what it was? 38. So that's how you would be able to select which tone or quiet code you want to use. Okay. So there's a channel, Vox, there's the level of Vox, your vibration, CTCSS, DCS 83, and then Vox looks like it goes back. So that's all you have in the menu. Okay, so one more time in the menu, we're going to go, you have your, let's go back. Okay, so this is not selected, meaning you can't change the menu right now. So let's hit 1 again. It's going to give you the channel option. Change your channels, change your Vox, the sensitivity of your Vox, your vibration. If 0 is off, 1 is on. CTCSS option, DCS option, and that's it. And now you are back to just being able to use a radio. So let's go to what I wanted to do is test the Vox. So here's the other radio. So it's going to be on channel 7, tone 22. All right, so let's go to menu and let's go to 7. Let's see if it matches up. There we go. Right. Okay, so that's a little bleep bleep you get. Nice little cool bleep bleep. And this one's on Vox, so let's test it to see if it actually activates. Check, 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 check. 1, 2, 1, 2. So it did. All right, there is a test. So this can actually transmit without having to use a PTT, your push to talk button, or without the headphone at the top. Actually, that's very, very cool. So again, here you go. Let me see if I can yell into this a little bit more. Okay, so it's not sensitive to, oh yeah, it is sensitive. There you go. Here's a microphone. Check, check, check. All right, so we just witnessed that Vox works pretty flawlessly. I will give that a 10 out of 10 for the Vox. Very, very nice. Okay. That's pretty much all I can really go over with these. There is, again, not much more you can actually do with these. The volume is here. The PTT is here. Okay. This doesn't work unless you hit your menu. You can lock it. I think you hold it. Okay, so you hold it, and then it turns on the little link or the lock on the top left. Press hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 seconds, and it turns it off. Why is that a good feature? Well, that way you don't hit mode or change the channel by accident. It does not lock your volume. All it really does lock is your mode. That way you don't change settings while you're out in the field. Let's do that one more time, and then see, there you go. You can't change it. It's locked. All right, one more time. We're going to unlock it. Okay, very good, and that's what it is. Cool little battery icon. IP67 means, I think the highest rating is IP68. That's your intrusion protection, meaning 6 is your like your solids, your dust, your dirt, so it protects against that. The second number is generally liquids, so if it can be submerged, if it can be dipped in water, or if it can be splashed on water. The 7 is typically close to being one of the highest. Sometimes means you can drop it in a pot of water, but you got to quickly take it out. It doesn't mean you can't drop it in a big giant pond or in the ocean or the lake and retrieve it and it's going to work. The reason why is because these are the rating, the IP rating, it depends on how long the protection can prevent the intrusion. So the more depth in water you go, the more pressure, the more the water is going to get in. Same thing with the sand, depending on the type of sand, if it's fine sand or if it's grainy sand, if you're at the beach, most of the time it is going to protect against that. And again, this is, again, appears, oh, so there we go. The box is going off by itself. Let me turn it off. Very happy to see that it works though. That's really awesome. Okay. Again, the design is to give you an appearance that is tough and rugged. I don't know if I would rely on this. I have not seen pictures, photos, reviews to see if a construction crew or someone said, I fell on it and I crushed it and it didn't work or did work, or I dropped it from 2 feet and it survived. The casing is a rubber stylish. It's not really rubber, but it's like almost like you want to say it's rubber. This is plastic, you can see that. But this is more of a rubber lining. Okay, but this plastic, as you can hear, pretty cheap. I would not rely on that. Then again, there's other radios that do sound cheap that are pretty durable. It does come with a dock here. That's kind of cool. I do like the fact that it does come with this. I also do like the fact that it does come with, it does come with USB-C capability. Can you see that there? All right. Plug that in to any USB-C. Obviously, depending on the power of that, the plug that goes into the wall and the cord, that's really going to make a difference, because some of these docks will tell you at the bottom how much wattage or power is allowed. If you push too much power into it, it can overheat it and it won't function properly. You can fry them if you push too much power into it. And if it's not enough, the problem with not enough power is that if you're feeding a very slow charging cable, slow powered cable, it's going to, number one, take the radio to charge, and because it's going to take longer, that means this is going to stay hot and heated for a longer period of time. So it's always very, very important to make sure that you are properly charging your radios or even your phone. Same thing with your phone. Once your phone is completely 100% charged, take it off the charger, take it off the dock. If you leave it on there, some technology does allow these batteries to communicate to the dock or to the charger, and it will disconnect from the power, but I doubt this has that capability. So just once your radio is fully charged, take it off, put it to the side. Okay. I can tell you, when I leave work, my site radio, I leave it off the charger, because that's going to be an entire day, a half day Saturday or Friday, a full day Saturday, Sunday, and then come back Monday. And that means it was running for more than 48 hours fully charged. You don't want that. Okay. So again, belt clip, very cool. This does come with a old school style belt clip. You can flip it to the side, just like I used to rock my i1000 Plus Nextel phone. I used to put on my belt and swivel it sideways, and you can clip it off like this, put it back on there. Very cool. Not a lot of radios come with these styles, so it's really, really cool. Usually it's clipped onto here, which is fine, but I am a big fan of these new style clips that the radio and the clip are separate. That way you can dedicate more of the radio to itself versus a belt clip or some sort of a link to that. I know this is, well, I guess I don't have it now, but Apex 8000s, as you can tell, they don't have belt clips on these. So they normally have an entire belt clip that you slide it right into it, or you go like this, and then the belt clips on the back. This is technically the back of the radio, and this is our front. So just so you understand why I'm a fan of those belt clips. Okay, so one thing to keep in mind, this comes with these stock cradle, I don't know what you would call them, supports. You put it in here, and then you can put your radio here like that. All right. See, there you go, a little light blinking there, or not blinking, but it's red, meaning it's charging. I don't remember if they turn green once they're done, so I would keep an eye on it. Again, you can see your level of the battery here. If it's fully charged, don't charge them. If they're almost depleted, you can do so, but I would recommend using the entire battery for the day and then charging it. Do not ever charge your radio while the radio is on, because the radio is using power while it's coming in. You're never going to recharge that battery, and you're just going to be putting power in and out, and you're doing this cycle of burning out that battery. Okay, so turn it off. Another way you can actually charge this is take this off here. This will act as a cradle, and you can plug that right in there. There we go, just like that. Okay, the reason why I didn't go in is because this belt clip is off. There we go. And just like that. Again, you can take this out, or you can leave it in. If you leave it in, you got to take the belt clip off. If you don't want to take the belt clip off, take these off and put them away somewhere. Don't lose them, because then you're going to need them and not have them. All right. The way it charges is very, very simple. It is going to be just a 2-prong or 2-pin, 2-needle, however you want to call it, at the very bottom, and it's making connection to the very bottom there. Okay, see, it's not going to charge without the cradle in there because it's going to be loose. Okay. All right. That's all I have for these radios. Go check out the field test. Like I said, the field test did pretty well. I'm more impressed with how they did than I thought they were going to work. These are, again, FRS, Family Radio Service, license free, 2 watts max. Doesn't mean it's pushing out 2 watts. 2 watts does come in play with the antenna, the product design, the capability of the battery. So it just really depends on how well the radio is designed to push out 2 watts. And on the same note, the antenna makes a big difference. If it's tuned correctly, the SWR is properly set up, you might get a good 2 watts. But it didn't go over freeway concrete separation, but it did go through a stadium and a hotel, and it did reach the car. I plan to give these away with a contest. I don't want to keep these. I don't consider these as part of my collection. I'd rather go with other radios that are a little bit more, I guess, ruggeder option. I am a big fan of Motorola radios, so generally these type of business radios or old decommissioned police radios, I would generally buy those and put them into use. These are really good for GMRS. GMRS, you can use up to 5 watts. These are 1 to 4 watts, so you're well within that range. I don't think you can use FRS. If you use FRS, you have to put it down to 1 watt, otherwise it's going to be pushing more power. But anyways, that's not about this. I'll make another video about that. Primarily want to make sure I go over these radios and give you as much information as I can. Here's the other thing that I do like about these radios. So let's just say you don't have the dock, or you lost the dock, or someone gave it to you to take home. There is a USB-C connector right here. I love the fact that you can do that. Again, this is something you can use to travel, take with you if you're going to go on a cruise. I've heard it's best to take radios on a cruise so you can talk to your friends or family because there's no cell phone service. Makes all the perfect sense. But if you do take in, you forgot the dock, or you forgot, the extra batteries, that is a good option to have is USB-C. So I can tell you that these older type of business radios, they don't have those options. They do have new batteries now that you can connect a USB-C to it. So I do love the fact that they're coming out with this kind of technology, because it's sure you can use it on the dock if you wanted to, but if you're traveling, you can hook it up to the Type-C USB-C. You can be able to charge it up for you. All right, so very cool. Please feel free to follow me on Instagram. I do have TikTok. I'm not on it as much. probably should be, but I'm not. But I will probably be doing the contest on Instagram. I'll probably post it on YouTube, but I'll primarily like to see if I can boost my Instagram following. So I'll probably do a tag, 5 or 10 people, and if they follow, you win, or I'll come up with something officially or unofficially. So it is an unofficial contest. It's more on my discretion, not some sort of a, I guess, legal contest, if you would say so. If I see you tagging the most and they're following the most, I probably will give them out to you. So it doesn't come with a box. It did come with a package. You can find the package online or check the specifications online. It's probably cheaper if you let me just throw it in a USPS box and ship it out. If you want the box, I'll look for it and I'll have to charge you for the shipping and handling. All right, so that's all I have. Feel free to leave any comments below. Someone did ask me before if there's some sort of a weather. Again, I don't know. Here's another thing I want to go over that I don't want it to go over. It does come with a little button that says call. I don't like these. As you can see, it buzzes and it makes that alert, the tone. I'm not a fan of those, kind of annoying. And but it has it. If you need to call whoever and they're not answering, you need to call that. I don't think you can change it. Yeah, I don't think you can change it. Someone said there's a way to get Weather Channel on here, but I'm not too sure. I'm sure there's some sort of combination where you got to hold this and hold that and lift your arm and do a twirl and backwards. And I'm sure you can find that information either on the manual. Again, I don't have that with me. I just had the package, and I don't think I'm sure it does. Maybe I do. Maybe I gotta look for it. So if I look for it, I'll post it or I'll send it off with these radios. But I just wanted to go over the general specifications or abilities of the radio. If it can do a bunch of other things, I'm sorry, I don't know. I haven't really spent a lot of time with these. Like I said, sometimes you have to hold a button and hold this, and it's going to give you Weather Channel, or it's going to, I don't know, let you talk to the aliens. Hold this and press this, and I don't know. Nothing's happening here, so I don't know. I don't know what other combination you can do for these buttons. Or hold it for 10 seconds. I did have on radios a while ago, and I didn't know you can use receive weather channel, and someone said hold this button and that button for 10 seconds and it'll give you the weather channel or the weather stations. That's cool. Very cool. But I'm not using these for weather channel, and if you are, that's perfectly fine. That's great. See, nothing happened there. So again, I don't know. I'm sure there's some sort of a combination like our old Nintendo 64. You press up, up, down, XA, and they'll give you all the cheat codes. Unfortunately, I don't know these cheat codes. All right, so that's all I have. Oops, I think my thing is coming down. Apologize if I missed anything. I don't think we missed anything. But here we are, DXFRS800 DeWalt radios, FRS. My opinion is don't buy these. They're quite expensive for what they can do. There are a bunch of other radios, Cobra, and there's a few other ones that I saw. You can go to Walmart and Target and buy FRS radios. They're a lot cheaper than $150 for two of them. Excuse me, I think the most you should be paying for any of them is maybe $30, $40 each. You can go on Amazon. There's a whole market of radios. You can check on my Instagram for other radios. There's Paxson and Baofeng, and there's others that are going to be just as good as this. They may not look cool like this or look durable, but again, for simple communication around the warehouse or around the park or theme park, that may work. Check out my videos as well. I tested FRS radios or a few radios at Knott's Berry Farm in Buena Park, California. They did pretty well. Some did better than others, and some did worse than others. The 2 watts definitely did struggle because it is a pretty big theme park, so I cannot imagine that these would be any better at Knott's Berry Farm, or I'm sorry, Disneyland. In comparison, Knott's and Disneyland are similar in size. I think Knott's has less obstruction, less buildings. versus Disneyland. Disneyland does have a lot more buildings, obstructions, and up and down and hills and mountains, so that might be a little bit more difficult to follow those. All right, RCT, that's all I have. Again, feel free to watch the field test so you can see how they went. Otherwise, please share, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Let's do a radio check over now. Check. All right, radio check over now.